So I'm not gonna take too long with this one, but I wanted to send a special shout out
Mm.
to an old friend, to an old buddy. I sent you some stuff because I don't know when's the last time you've seen the
You
amazing.
did, and you probably shouldn't have on this one. We could have. Oh boy, let's talk
Why
about
is
Red because that shit was ass. That was terrible. Go ahead, go
the
ahead.
match, right? The match that
This was where I was talking about. I was going. This shit I don't like on the pay per view either. But this shit was shit.
you're talking about the Ultimate X match.
Yes,
Yeah. I
garbage.
don't. Yeah.
Terrible. No, I would rather watch. I would. My buddies told me they watched that whole thing.
Uh
And I was like, yeah, man, y'all didn't wait for me. I wouldn't wait for me either. But they did. They watched it. And I was like, oh, it would have been nice to see it. I'm so glad I missed that boat. Because if the rest of that shit was anything like that dog shit that I just watched, and I'm not shitting on Red. It was cool to see Red. He was one of my favorite back in the day, too. But that was ass. And if this is what TNA is giving right, y'all need to stop with this nostalgia bullshit. That was garbage. All of it. Timing was terrible. It felt like they wanted to reenact old TNA, and no one trusted anybody.
no.
You got people I hate when wrestlers look behind them. Your guy is supposed to be there, and if he's not, you snuff him in the back so that he is there next time. That's how wrestling works. Okay? Stop looking behind you, bro. Oh my god. This is the one I wanted. I fucking hated this
Bro,
shit.
I didn't think you were gonna come with this kind of fire for the match.
Mad. You made me watch that shit. I was mad the whole time. I even paused it just in case I missed the one good. I didn't want to be going off, and then you'd be like, "Well, but did you see that one spot?" I'm like, "No, I had to use the bathroom." No, I paused it, and I made sure I watched every second of that shit. Was fucking garbage. And if you like TNA today, hold on, I'm not done yet. If you like TNA today,
go off, King.
Go fuck yourself. That shit is trash. No, there's probably some fire later on in the pay-per-view, but that's not how you gonna hook me into that shit.
That was the first match of the show.
Was garbage. I don't even get pissed off about AEW. That shit was bad. Terrible. There was one dude with shiny. Yo, do me a favor. What was his name? Because it pissed me off. The words commentary was using. The shit I was watching was making me so mad. Who was the dude with the white trunks, with the long gold? He had like a weird ass name. The long blonde hair.
I'm trying to pull up. Hold on.
It was some fancy shit. His name was like some weird fancy shit.
Mr. Elegance. There it is.
Mr. Elegance. Yo, first of all, his gear don't fit him. You cannot be that fit with baggy wrestling gear. First of all. Second of all,
it can't be done.
Pale as a ghost. And I don't ever, again, in my whole life, want to see and hear commentary say that Mr. Elegance speared somebody. That was the most uncomfortable shit I ever saw in my life. It looked absolutely disgusting.
The most
Mr. Elegance. Dude, okay, I'm done. That shit, I was so fucking mad when I watched this shit. Oh my god, TNA, you do not have a fucking customer in me, man. I don't know. You're gonna have to feed me some like cherry-picked new TNA wrestling that is fire for me to get back on it, because that shit was terrible. Shout out to Amazing Red, though. I like him. He's good. He still got it.
Shout out to Amazing Red, son.
He still got
it. The problem with being nostalgic is that you don't have the talent that pulled that off. Right? You have great talent. You don't have talent to pull that off. The guys who were in the X division in the early 2000s was a renaissance. That was a golden era for the in-ring style that we see today. The heavyweights now wrestle the X division style in most of these promotions that we see today. And yes, I did I did have a morbid curiosity to see how you would feel about that specific match. We can consider that question answered. Check right there. I feel that way about a lot of TNA's matches, which is why we don't review it and why we don't watch it. But I did want to produce as much information as I could about Red because Red holds a very, very special place in my heart personally. Because when I debuted uh, in this business originally, I was rolling with his other friends, the SATs,
Mm.
Joel and Jose Maximo. Now, they were a unit
All
together called
familiar names. All familiar names.
yeah, the Spanish announce team was a three-man crew originally with Red, Joel, and Jose. And then the tag team split off to do their own thing. Obviously, Red did his own thing, and the two guys, the brothers, remained the SAT. Red has the Schoolhouse of Glory Wrestling, which everybody is aware of. Technically speaking, House of Glory was before the Ludus. For those of you who don't know, because everybody knows the names, you guys don't know what happened behind the scenes. I was a part of both companies. I will tell you what happened. Red and the SATs began together to do House of Glory. That did not last long. For personal reasons, I still don't know all the specifics. I just know what both sides have told me. Somewhere in the middle, I'm sure, is the truth. And so there was a difference of opinion. So Red and another friend, Brian Excel, stayed with House of Glory to do their thing. And then the Maximals left to do their own thing. And they started their own school called the Ludus.
Mm.
Okay. The Ludus Wrestling School. House of Glory decided to do an open call for students and trainees. And they got this wonderful crop. All those, that first class of House of Glory to this day, to me, is still the best one they ever had. Every student since then it's been a downgrade. The Ludus went a different route. There was a backyard company that's super popular in New York City, and it swept like they took over like YouTube in its infancy, right? When YouTube was first really starting to become a thing, 2KW was becoming a thing, and that
Mm.
was ran by a good buddy of mine. At the time, I had just missed the 2KW wave. I was backyarding with another company, and then we kind of got merged, or I don't know how to explain it. They kind of absorbed us as
Mm-hmm.
part of 2KW. We stopped being that own company. We just became talent to 2KW. And I kind of missed that wave because I ended up leaving back to Jersey in 2006. So I didn't get a chance to really stick around and be with the guys. But they, of course, ran for several years, became super popular on the internet. Joel jumped on the wave and invited 2KW guys to come train at the Ludus. And so Facto lured a bunch of dudes into paying him money to be students, which is fine because while they were talented, they were not actual professional wrestlers. So they did, in fact, need that training to go legit and to do it correctly and to do it right. I'm on that list. However, when I went in for my training, I didn't pay for my training because I was helping work on the shows. So in exchange for my service to work on the shows, they allowed me to every now and again get in the ring and train with the guys and do the whole thing. I eventually got full training over time, but I didn't have to pay. On the flip side of that, I also didn't get paid for shows. So I was doing it for the love of the game, baby. I'm in the business. Let's make some shit happen. This is the same company. I mean, straight out of the gate, I'm debuting in pro wrestling. I'm cutting promos with Homicide. I'm working with Shane Douglas. I'm working with Tony Mamalu. I'm working with a long Chavo Guerrero, like a litany of guys I'm working with. Um, so I need the experience. I need the opportunity to get started. So I just ate it. I didn't care. That relationship ended poorly. And so I left them officially. Like I called and said I'm no longer with the Ludus or FSW, whatever the fuck. And I didn't know what I was going to do next. So I called them on a Friday and I told them what it was. And I made a Facebook post stating that I was leaving the Ludus and leaving Fighting Spirit Wrestling, and I don't know what's next, but we'll see what happens. Saturday afternoon, the day after that post, I got a phone call from two people. I will use the work names. Uh, Earl Cooter at the time, now Brian Idol with the NWA. He had his own company called FCW, Fight the World Wrestling, and I got a call from Brian Excel from House of Glory. And they said, I love everything you did for Joel. I heard you guys had a falling out. That sucks. I hope everybody's good. But we would like to see if you were interested in doing all of that here with us. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. So I jumped on board. And I jumped at House of Glory at the infancy of House of Glory, when they were really just starting to do shows. And because of House of Glory picking me up at the time that I did, and because they're all kind of part of the same group, I made the mistake of just assuming that this is going to be a wonderful opportunity for me that's going to lead to bigger and better things. So I go to House of Glory and I meet Red for the first time, because I predominantly negotiated everything through Mariah, but then I started going to House of Glory and I got to meet Red for the first time, which was a giddy moment for me. Besides, that was Steph's favorite wrestler in TNA. So that was a giddy moment for her, meeting Red for the first time. Oh my God. And I got a chance to meet the guy and talk to the guy, and I really love the amazing Red. Despite whatever people may think between me and Brian, to this day, I still have no ill will toward Brian at all whatsoever. I had a blast at House of Glory. My career really and truly began at House of Glory. We did a lot of cool stuff at the Lunas, Fighting Spirit Wrestling, no doubt, and they trained me. So I will always have like a level of respect for everything that happened during that time period. But House of Glory took my career to the fucking next level, because I was working with everybody. I'm working with the Young Bucks, Ricochet, AJ Styles, Kevin Steen, or Kevin Owens at the time, Adam Cole, the Colony, LAX, the original version with Homicide and Hernandez. I'm working with dogs. I'm working with names. My YouTube channel right now has all those videos on it. I'm working with Tommy Dreamer, Sammy Callahan. I'm working, baby. I'm in the industry, baby. We working weekends, we working midweek, we on the road, we renting cars, we sleeping in cars, we eating McDonald's on the road. This was wrestling. I had a wrestling career thanks to House of Glory. To this day, one of my crowning achievements, Red always used to tell me that his dream match was Rey Mysterio. He said, I just want to make it to WWE so that I can wrestle Rey Mysterio. And it didn't really happen. I just found out today that he had a WWE match. It was a tryout match against CM Punk. So that's a cool fact that I didn't even know. But I know he was trying to get a match with Mysterio, so he wanted to get a WWE tryout or some sort of situation. It never worked out. So then Rey Mysterio, all of a sudden, he leaves WWE. He's a free agent. He's working New Japan. He's working Mexico. He's all over the world. So they put like a little feeler out, and they bit, and all of a sudden, Rey Mysterio is coming to House of Glory one night only, and they're gonna do the dream match: Rey Mysterio versus the Amazing Red. That match is on YouTube right now. It only happened one time, and based on what I've seen, it will probably only happen the one time ever again. And my voice is on the match. It's me and Brandon. We called the dream match. Two of the greatest in-ring innovators of all time, and it's my voice on the call. And that's one of my crowning achievements. We called that whole show. They were the main event of a whole show that had like 8 matches on it. We called that whole show Shaking. Because we're like, oh, man, just don't fuck it up. Don't lose your voice. I'm trying to like call the action with energy, but without throwing out my voice. Because I'm not trying to bust that nut just yet. I'm trying to savor the load until we get to the real shit. And right before that match was about to happen, the ring announcers doing the setup, and we turned the mics off real quick, and we just kind of dapped each other up. We're like, because me and Brandon go back like even before backyard wrestling. We've been friends for decades, and we used to do this thing. And we used to visit a friend who had, remember that black box we were talking about that got the cable channels and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He used to get the TNA pay-per-views on Wednesday, and for fun, we'd mute it, and me and Brandon would call it like a real commentating team. We'd call it. We would be funny, we would be goofy, we would just make fun of it, whatever. Fast forward all these years later, me and him are about to call the Amazing Red versus Rey Mysterio live in a building with like 1,000 people in it. While these two legends are about to go at it, and we're at the fucking desk. I don't think I've ever had a moment outside of the birth of my child and my wedding night that fucking amazing. No pun intended, literally in my life. But we called it straight up. If you listen to the call, I'm proud of the fact that I don't think you hear. Mark is a terrible word, but like you don't hear the fandom in my voice. I think is the key. We called it straight up. I gave the history. I gave the career highlights. That this is a dream match. I tried to tell the story. Red's always looked up to him, but not tonight. Tonight's the night where he wants to surpass, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like we're telling the story. We're doing the whole thing. They gave us props for the call when they heard it back. It's one of my favorite matches of all time. But I've gotten to call AJ Styles matches, Ricochet matches. I've gotten to be on the call for a lot of different people that I looked up to in the industry. I got to call Amazing Red versus Rob Van Dam. I got to call a Rob Van Dam match because of House of Glory. So never have any ill will toward that company or towards Red. Red's a good dude. I love him. I'm so glad. I'm upset that it took 15 years for him to have a match in TNA after all these fucking years, being a part of the original X Division. And I've called so many of his matches between his last TNA match and his current return where he's never lost a beat. He killed it with Will Ospreay. He killed it with RVD, I just brought up. He killed it with Mysterio. He's had so many opponents in the last decade where I'm just like, how do you watch him perform now and not see that he's still that dude? Like, he's so crazy. And I know that he's had a lot of personal issues that I won't talk about, obviously, because it's not my place. But there was a lot of home situations. There was a lot of personal situations that happened that kept him off the road for a lot of it. So, that's a factor. But in my eyes, he's a fucking legend. He's one of the most innovative professional wrestlers I've ever seen in my entire life. He is one of 6 people that I credit to this day for making me. They had a match that made me say to myself, I want to be a wrestler. It wasn't a WWE thing. These 6 guys, it was the SAT, Joel, Jose, and Red against Chris Divine, Quiet Storm, and Braun XL. I sent you the match. I didn't expect you to watch it, but I just sent it to you so that when you have some free time and you want to put something on in the background, that's a dope match to have and just like take a look at. That was the match where I watched it. Like, it was like 2005 or 6 or whatever when that match happened. No, even earlier than that, like 99, 2000, 2001, like somewhere around.
I was going to say that should have been earlier than that.
Yeah,
2006.
Yeah, it was earlier than that. And so, like, when I went to the Ludus for the first time and met Joel, that was the first thing out of my mouth. He was like, "Hey, by any chance, like, if you've seen any of my stuff?" I'm like, "Yes, sir. I have absolutely seen your shit." He goes, "Oh, that's good. Like, what's some of your favorite stuff?" I said, "Clear your schedule. Hold on a second." And that's the first one I brought up. It was the 6-man. He goes, let me guess, with CCW and Quiet. I was like, yes, that's the one, my guy. He goes, people always tell me that shit. I said, what's the matter with that? He goes, I hated that match. I said, everybody always says that shit. If you ever find that a wrestler, like, when you tell any wrestler your favorite match of theirs, they always respond with, that one. Why that one? I hated that match. Because it was boss. It was awesome. I got no complaints over that. So I really quickly, they're adding him to the Hall of Fame. which is why I sent the whole link instead of like clipping it out because I wanted you to see how Kaz kind of set that up, which was also weird that it was Kaz that did it. But he's going into the TNA Hall of Fame, and just so everyone is clear, it's not like the WWE Hall of Fame where it's multiple people and celebrities and all this stuff. Traditionally, the TNA Hall of Fame has been one person per year. There has been some exceptions made based on positioning, but for the most part, it's been one person. This year, 2026, it's the first time they have three. So just really quickly, it started in 2012. The first guy they put into the Hall of Fame was Sting. Then 2013, they put in Kurt Angle. They skipped 14 and went to 2015. They put in Jeff Jarrett and Earl Hebner, the referee. 2016 was Gail Kim. They skipped 17 and went 2018 was Abyss. They skipped 19. 2020 was Ken Shamrock, who, by the way, was inducted by The Rock for the TNA Hall of Fame. 2021, Awesome Kong. 2022, Raven. 2023, Tracy Brooks. 2024, Rhino and Bob Ryder was put in. 2025 was Mickey James, and now this year has three. It's the ODB, the Amazing Red, and Conan is going into the Hall of Fame this year. So he is in very esteemed company, is the Amazing Red. So congratulations. Congratulations, big guy. You're finally getting your flowers after all these years. It broke my heart to see him so visually like emotional about it. You know, I get that it's a big moment, but I don't know. I knew enough about him to know that while it is an honor, I don't know. Maybe there's a piece of him that also kind of like, damn, like I could have still been doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, what the fuck? Like, I appreciate you tipping the captain, but damn, brought me in here to be a nostalgic. I got to come in here and bump with these kids and the Ultimate X. And, damn, I couldn't do a singles match. Then you tell me I'm going to be in the Hall of Fame, brother? Jesus fucking Christ. All right. Congrats, brother.